It is I, Menace Snowdecker, and welcome back to another YouTube video of Snowbreak! And I'm hoping we can finish up this whole story today. I hope. Jumping right into it. Hey, dolphins! The really violent race that... animal. Very violent race animal that everybody thinks is cute when it's actually murderous. I like the sharks more. As the elevator door slowly closed, through the narrowing gap, I caught a glimpse of a Gabe looking back and giving me a smile. Oh great, what now? The moment the door sealed, all sounds from the outside, gunshots, explosions, and the shouts of a Gabe, Felicity and Ignis, were muffled. The elevator began its rapid descent into the building's deepest level. During the prolonged descent, the flickering elevator lights and the creaking of the cables seemed to whisper secrets of the long-abandoned depths below. Actually, this layout's not that bad. Looks like a aquarium amusement park, if I'm being honest. Finally came to a steady halt, revealing a narrow corridor ahead. This was the sole entrance to the hall. The Phantom, my nemesis, and the elusive mastermind behind everything, now had nowhere left to run. These scenes always make my heart race a little bit. I don't know why that is, but I love that. Clenching my gun, I ventured deeper into the corridor. I did that for effect. I hope that worked. Finally, I reached the center of the hall, only to find it eerily empty. What's going on? Why is there no one here? About that, we haven't actually found anyone to play the Phantom yet. Excuse me? Wasn't the puppet supposed to be the Phantom? It seemed pretty convincing in the fight scene earlier. That was the Phantom's battle form. We can't also use it for the dialogue scenes with the Midnight Knight. It first expresses its ideology in human form and then transforms into a monster for the battle. That's the proper flow of the narrative. Act 4, Scene 3. The director forgot to cast an actor. Needs post-production effects. You can leave out that first part. No, keep it. I like it. I like that report. Am I supposed to play along with this bad joke? It's no big deal. I was going to use special effects for the transformation anyway. Just pretend your nemesis is there and act toward thin air for now. That's a bit too challenging for me. Okay, I also have a backup plan. Kaede! Huh? What is it, Miss Director? This'll be rich. Also, I just realized the fabric used here, and here on the arms, waist, and stomachal area is a see-through plastic material. And same thing with the white part right there, under the cleavage for a Gabe's outfit. Why is everybody using all these see-through materials on all these outfits? For crying out loud! If I wanted to see through the clothing, I could have just bought some see-through goggles. And there's a pretty good reason why I don't have those. I don't want them. I don't need them. Put some proper material into your fabric design work. I'm just throwing a tantrum inside my head. The baker girl quickly shut her notebook, looking confusedly at Gabe. I'm confused about this! Put on some proper attire! I mean, granted, I don't care what you wear so long as you use proper materials. Who am I complaining? I wear a suit made out of basically garbage and spare parts. At least it looks nice. But Decker, that looks nice too. Fine, it does. I'll give you that much. You're right. I'm being tortured on all fronts. Make it stop! Oh. I needed that. Thank you. Let's just get on with this torturing agony and just get it over with. You're going to play the Phantom. Me? Yes, I've considered it carefully, and you're the perfect fit. Female antagonist. Tortured by society, she was a former criminal. She couldn't stand by being a civilian any longer. She gave way to her primal instincts and decided to return to the scene of the crimes. And become what she dreaded most, her former self, the villain. That seems rather arbitrary. Look, you've seen Scared Kaede Speechless. I don't know if I read that all right. And I don't... Fudge! I'd be honored! This fabric is too see-through. Sorry, I was overwhelmed. It's a tremendous privilege to play opposite the big hero, Mr. Menace Decker. I'm not a hero, and I'm not a villain. I am third party, I am neutral. That being said, I will play the protagonist if it'll please you. And that being said... Can we get on with this? Her eyes sparkled with excitement as she gazed at me. Fine, just don't make me fight her for real. I don't want to hurt her. I should have seen this coming. Kaede, after all, was working closely with Agave. And it was inevitable for Agave's passion to rub off on her. Well, then I'll go over the lines with Kaede to familiarize her with the acting style while the crew sets up for the shoot. We start in half an hour. Joy. Exiting the elevator. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta add a little bit more drama into that, don't I? Exiting the elevator, I tighten my grip on my gun and walk down the corridor into its depths. After a few dozen steps, I reached the corridor's end where I saw a solitary figure standing alone in the center of the hall. In the dim light, details of the person's age, gender, or attire were indiscernible. I wouldn't say that's all true. I mean, you can clearly tell by the attire that she's wearing a skirt and exposed shoulders. Clearly holding a bag. Yeah, you might want to change that just slightly. All I could see was their figures standing defenselessly with their back to the hall entrance. The task was simple. I don't have a pistol. I have a assault shotgun that I've been using to shoot wolf spiders. So... what's your point? Yeah, this does not look appropriate at all. I don't know. My allies were out there buying me time, so I wouldn't give this person a chance to react. I had my mouse there, so I thought it said persona for a moment, but it was person. Whoops. I pulled the trigger, the gunshot echoed loudly, and the bullet whizzed from the muzzle straight toward the target's head, only to pass right through. What the hell? I couldn't help but curse. Could the Phantom truly be impervious to attacks? No, that can't be right. Calm down. They must have taken advantage of the environment here to dodge the bullet at an imperceptible speed. Heh. That wasn't very gentlemanly. You? You! How dare you dodge the bullets of the law? What if I don't want to be patient? You think about that, Phantom? Huh? You think about that? I totally skipped another line. I'm sorry. I accidentally put my hand down and clicked on the mouse. Note to self, do not get into character and make fun of the thing at the same time. Be patient, Mr. Hero. No! Make me! At least allow me to turn on the stage lights first. Actually, that kind of works for me, cinematically wise. That definitely works for me. Two spotlights suddenly cast their beams on us, allowing me to finally see the person's appearance clearly. A maid? I was shooting a maid. I'm just playing. I already know it's Kaede. Naturally, it was nothing like I had expected, but that didn't mean anything. Good lord, man, your jacket attire's strange. Huh, run? Please enlighten me. What crimes have I committed? And why should I run? It's not my duty to sentence you. Okay. The Midnight Knight is simply here to exterminate the wicked. The Midnight Knights? Hiding behind that facade, do you really believe your hands are less stained with blood than mine? Isn't a hero in the shadows just a part of the same darkness? That same darkness, the same darkness, whatever. Am I not right, Heimdall Adjutant? Commander Rosen sends her regards. Amid a deafening gunshot, I saw the bullet whirled from Kaede's gun. Before I fully grasped what was happening, my chest was pierced, blossoming into a spray of blood. Oh. That definitely isn't a prop gun. As this meaningless thought crossed my mind, my vision blurred, and then I collapsed heavily to the ground. Huh. I've always wanted to say that line. Like a movie paused at its climax, the observation hall fell into an eerie silence. Eventually, Kaede dropped the gun, her particular smile unsettling everyone present. Everyone seemed to believe that perhaps what just transpired was yet another of Gabe's last-minute script changes. It was only when the sound of the gun hitting the floor echoed like a death knell that reality set in. You! Gabe suddenly felt her waistband loosen, and before she could react, her pistol had already been snatched by Chengsing. In a flash, Cheng-Sing rushed up to Kaede and delivered a merciless kick that brought her to her knees, and then placed the muzzle of the pistol directly on her forehead. Wait. Humph. Just as Cheng-Sing was about to pull the trigger, a peculiar purple glint flashed in Kaede's eyes. Moments later, her body slumped to the ground like a lifeless puppet. Well, well, well. Hello, hello, hello. You are festering ugliness right there. Hello, gorgeous. If my avatar or my variant wasn't dead on the ground right now, I'd offer to spar with you, but he's bleeding out. Yeah, can somebody get a first aid kit on him, please? Why are you all just standing around? Good lord. The very next instant, under the watchful eyes of everyone present, a demi-urged handmaiden materialized in the center of the hall. The demi-urged handmaiden erupted into manic laughter. I was thinking maniacal, but it said manic. I don't know. A sound that seemed to have been suppressed for far too long. I never expected such a bonus for hiding so long. You manipulated Kaede. That she did. Or it did. I don't know if it's female or not at this point. I mean, obviously it has a characteristic of a female, but it could easily be a machine, just saying. Manipulated her? Don't insult me. While controlling a manifestation is challenging, the bodies of ordinary people are mere shells, easily overtaken. You killed her? For some reason, it was only then that a hint of anger... I've never used that word in my life. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Alright. I'm looking up yet another word that I've never seen in my life. Past tense, verb. Past particle. Emits a sharp, clear, ringing sound. Ting. So tinged. That's how you pronounce it, I'm guessing. Oh no, tinge. There's ting and then there's tinge. So which one is it? For crying out loud. Late Middle English as a verb. Imitative, the noun dates from the early 17th century. To have a slight influence on, imbue slightly with a feeling or quality. This visit will be tinged with sadness. Okay, so tinged. To dip or color. So somewhere in the 15th, 17th, or 18th century. Somewhere between late 15th century to mid 18th century. Apparently this word was really popular in the 1800s, and then it just randomly dropped until the early 2000s. According to this chart I'm looking at for how often it was used. Kind of shocking. So tinged. A hint of anger tinged Agave's voice. A pawn that has served its purpose is sure to be disposed of. So the swapped bomb and the sedative in my makeup were also your doing? You controlled Kaede to do all those things? Are you serious? You're focused on those details right now? Just as the demiurge handmaiden was about to respond, Chengsing abruptly interrupted. Ignoring her hoarse cry, Agave pressed down Chengsing's gun and calmly continued her inquiry. You said killing the adjutant was an unexpected bonus. What were you originally after? Ooh, so she did catch on there. Good job, Agave. You'd think I'd tell you. Foolish mortal. But since it's come to this, I guess it doesn't matter either way. Huh? Why is it suddenly... I volunteered to stay when Commander Rosen retreated, aiming to retrieve that worthless secretary's corpse, which she referred to as Wooden's remains. Even the commander herself had no plans to recover them. If I succeeded, it'll prove that I'm even stronger than any of the other so-called demiurges. A corpse? You can't see it, of course, without the proper methods of detection and recovery. Mortals can't sense the presence of their remains. If it weren't for your ridiculous movie shooting around their remains, I would have reclaimed them all by now. So you know where these Wooden's remains are. Isn't that obvious? Then please share that information with us. Even Chengsing, who had been nearly blinded by rage, began to regain her senses upon witnessing such a bizarre scenario. The demiurge handmaiden tilted its head in confusion, puzzled why it had unreservedly confessed so much, and why it still had an uncontrollable urge to share even more secrets. I'll tell you. Their remains are at Jarg! The words had barely left its mouth when it suddenly leaped up as if electrocuted, dashing toward the hall's exit. After a few strides, it tripped as if snagged by an unseen force, crashing to the ground. Pale purple threads encasing its body then appeared, stretching all the way to Agave's hand, naturally. Ah. Must we always resort to violence? That's your line from the first act, isn't it, Miss Director? At this point, I no longer needed to play dead. What the heck? As everyone stared in shock, I wiped off the fake blood from my chest and stood up. An adjutant! For the second time today, a pistol clattered to the floor. This time it was Chengsing's. She and Freesia rushed over, frantically feeling my chest to check for a bullet hole that was never there. Only after confirming I was unharmed did they stop their frenzied searching, dumbfounded. Alright, that's enough, girls. This isn't the time to cop a feel. Hey, get your hands out of there! Agave came over with a playful grin, picked up her pistol, dusted it off with a theatrical flourish, and quickly went to Kaede to help her to her feet. With Agave's support, Kaede slowly opened her eyes and yawned, as if waking from a deep slumber. What in the world? Witnessing such a surreal resurrection. This is great. It's so unexpected to me, it's just great. Chengsing and Freesia managed to voice their confusion while the rest of the crew was utterly speechless. Some so overwhelmed they had collapsed. Quick question. What have we been doing all this time? Filming a movie? Bingo! And now that the filming has ended, the fallen knight naturally comes back to life. Is this some kind of sick joke? Allow me to explain. Please don't! It's more fun keeping them confused like this. Please, just don't say anything. Oh, Man, now you're gonna spill the beans. It's not fair. Is it not obvious that Gabe was literally controlling the whole thing? I mean, I thought that was obvious. I mean, come on, purple threads bursting from it? That was literally a dead giveaway, come on. I steadied Cheng-Sing, who was so furious that she almost stumbled and fell, and directed her gaze to the thin thread in the Gabe's hand. Basically before the filming started. Let's make a movie, but... That day after proposing her idea excitedly, Gabe's face suddenly fell into a worried frown. What's the matter? Mr. Adjutant, I'm sure you're worried that some of Rosen's lackeys lingering in the city will potentially sabotage our shoot, aren't you? She was right. The frequent public security incidents and new... Let me finish reading! Thank you! And New Hero weren't just the work of citizens under the influence of the malicious data. Rosen's soldiers who had been left behind also contributed. If there had been any other options, I'd have preferred to use a more discreet plan to avoid complications. Since you brought it up, you must have a plan, I presume. As the Adjutant's chief secretary, handling problems is my forte. Smiling, she spread her arms to stretch the faint purple thread between her fingers as she stepped closer, prompting me to subconsciously step back. Come on, I won't do anything weird to you, Mr. Adjutant. Just trust me, okay? Without any more explanation, she continued to approach. The thread in her hands seemed to have sprung to life, swiftly encircling us from behind and binding us together. Not gonna read that part! Skipping it, thank you. The pressure under my chest was uncomfortable, and it gave perhaps inadvertently made odd noises. I wonder why that is. But soon the pressure eased and the thread vanished mysteriously, though everything else around us remained unchanged. Okay. Just as I was about to say something, Gabe gave me a quick wink and then swiftly pulled her gun from her waist and fired 2 shots at a nearby chair. 2 bullet holes punctured the backrest. Done now. Mr. Adjutant, watch closely. The thread reappeared, tightening around us, and then relaxed again. This time without her cue. I subconsciously glanced at the bench. There were no bullet holes. Do you see what my ability is now? What I can do is... She looked at me expectantly. It dawned on me. It wasn't precognition or emotional manipulation. She was simply delusional. But her ability to control Tytogen and the high polymer thread in her hands, she could project her own delusions on others' minds. Oh, if only I could do that to people. I'm just saying, it'd be really fun to try that on some really delusional people. To make them even more delusional. So delusional, they gotta go to a nut house. Famous influencer goes crazy in the middle of public. 9 police officers hauled him away. In 2 police cars. Because 1 wasn't enough to hold all that crazy. Staying immersed in such a fabricated world for too long could indeed warp one's emotions and reasoning. To convince the demiurge handmaiden it had accomplished its mission so that it would divulge its secrets, we played along. But none of us had seen a Gabe's thread before just now, had we? Good point. So where was this thread been? Where has this thread been all this time? Could it be... did you... Ow! Frisha jumped up, too caught in her excitement. She bit her tongue, yelping in pain.
I got you must have used the thread to encircle the entire New Hero.
Her words, though slurred and discomfort, were clear to everyone present. I am misreading stuff again. I need to play a game that doesn't have as many words. My gosh. It's been nothing but word games the last few times. While you and Shengxing were en route to New Hero, Agave and I were already making preparations. We constructed a massive projection frame using that incredibly stretchy thread. Unknown to the city's inhabitants, all of New Hero was encompassed within its frame. Or this frame. Whatever. It's this, it works, fine. From that very moment, the movie had already begun. Of course, Agave's work was far from done. Over the next 48 hours, she scurried across every nook and cranny of the city, memorizing the coordinates of streets and buildings to keep her delusions consistent with reality and prevent any discrepancies. Adding to the challenge, she hasn't slept a wink since then. If she were to doze off, the world she constructed would crumble. My gosh! That is a trooper right there, holy crap. After 24 hours, your mind starts to hurt. After 48 hours, you start to see things. And your heart starts to hurt a bit. And after 72 hours, you can just barely keep it together as your mind starts seeing things clearly that are not there. You can easily see it up to 48 hours, but 72 is basically the magic number for that. So the fact that she's been awake this long, that is amazing. That is determination right there. That is very impressive. As I spoke, images of Agave seemingly sitting idly in a chair over the past few days flashed through my mind. Only I knew she wasn't spacing out, but rather using those moments to briefly rest her brain. I did my best to keep her awake by chatting, cheering her up, and using any means necessary. This monumental secret nearly was exposed when we were in the rainforest. This was a long night that only she could make it through, but in the end she did it. Gosh dang! This miraculous dramatic twist, orchestrated by Mr. Adjutant and myself, is the grand finale of Operation Midnight. Wow. That is amazing. Man, I figured the puppet was part of it. I didn't figure the whole island was part of that. After concluding her speech, Agave raised her hands, anticipating applause. However, met with the room's astonished silence, she sheepishly lowered them. You! How dare you make a fool of me! The only protest came from the figure still sprawled on the floor. Our unexpected bonus from the plan. I thought we could coax some intel out of it, but didn't expect it to be such a tough nut to crack. Let's give it a good thrashing. Sounds like a plan. Shengxing. Frisha. Could you please take the crew outside for a moment? Soon the hall was left with just me, Agave, and the Demi-Urge handmaiden. Huh, so I was wrong about that then. She was using the whole island to control everything around her, including the handmaiden. Wow. With a subtle gesture, a Gave released the thread binding the Demiurge Handmaiden, who instantly surged up and darted to a spot far from us. Now the game is on. Finally, a chance for Mr. Adjutant to deliver the closing lines I've written for him. Finally. The last conflict, and then there's just two things afterward, which I will not get to this video, unfortunately. Alright, let's do some damage. Wow, this is actually really pretty. I will take your life, and with it your sins. I'm bringing an end to this long night. What the heck? I don't know what I'm watching anymore. Huh?
あの人形の体を乗っ取ったの？
やはり別の市場の乙女とは違うようですね。でしたらこの大舞台は全くの損ではないですね。
You know what?
I can't promise anything, okay?
Don't have to. Just make it eat lead.
Cooperation can be risky.
Woo! Nice try. Let's see what you got. Gotta find all of its weak spots. I really gotta make it weak. One down. Oh jeez!
Don't worry.
Jaxing, help!
All is cleansed.
It's 2, 3. Come on.
Reloading.
There we go. I don't need to get every hit in, I just gotta get the high majority. If I keep doing that, I'll be fine. Whoa! Let's see how you like it.
Lightning repels you.
Eat a thunder spear! Nice try. A swing and a miss, darling.
Reloading. Are you sure I'm your best choice? Brute force attacks are so last year.
Whoop! Denied. Woohoo! Dang, that wasn't as effective as I thought it was gonna be. Eat the purple flowers of death and despair! And rot in hell! We win! Sadly, we are just about out of time. I want to continue, but man. We are literally out of time for this video. And that hurts because I want to see the last portion now that I've gotten everything. How much do I have for shopping? I am curious. Oh, so I can buy a gun. Cool. Just a gun, though. I can't buy anything else major. It's a bummer. Man, that sucks. I wanted to buy more. That seems fun to have. Times 100. Oh, I could probably use that to get furniture, couldn't I? Crap, there's so many items I want now, and I can't even take the high majority. Man, that freaking sucks. If only I hadn't missed all these, maybe I'd have more to work with. And I can't do any hero games because I don't have any of these. Oh wait, I do have one. Okay, well darn. I still can't do much, though. That sucks. Alright, well, thank you everybody so much for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here. If you liked the video, then give it a like. And if you want to see the rest of this, then please subscribe, because I really want to record the rest of this here. Which I'm going to be doing here shortly. So... and like always, this Minister Decker signing off, and I will see you next time. So, bye-bye! Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to smile. Because remember, a smile a day goes a long way. And I hope to see you all back here again soon. And one more thing before you go, can you check out the links in the description and follow them if you want to. You don't have to, but if you did, that'd be nice. Thanks!